Today we're going through my top 5 large lot established neighborhoods here in Clark County, Washington. Hey, welcome back to the Living in Vancouver and Camas, Washington YouTube channel. I am your host, Hannah Dubyne, and I'm so glad that you're here today because we're talking about neighborhoods, my favorite thing as a realtor, of course. We're gonna go over today, I have 5 picked out, my top 5. There's a lot more, but I wanted to narrow it down to a list of 5 neighborhoods that are more established, so they weren't built within the last couple years, and they've got larger lots. This is something that I get requests for a lot. You know, Hannah, we're fine with a little bit of an older home. We want something with more privacy. We want something that's got a good reputation. So I'm gonna give you 5 great neighborhood names today. 4 of them are in Vancouver and 1 of them is in Camas, by the way. And I didn't put these in any particular order just because they've all got different pros and cons, so it's kind of hard to rank them that way, but take it as you will. The first neighborhood on my list is the First Place neighborhood. First Place is located kind of in the middle of East Vancouver. I'll put a picture on the map here. This neighborhood has a great reputation around town. People love to live here. A lot of the homes here are very high-end. They were built in the early 2000s, which is pretty much the trend for all of these neighborhoods. The neighborhood has to be around for at least 20 or so years for it to be considered established, I think. But yeah, First Place has a great reputation around town. Sales prices in here as of recently have gone from, on the low end, $850,000 all the way up to about $1.2 million. So it is on the higher end of the price range here, but it's a great location in East Vancouver, very close to everything. You're not more than 5 or 10 minutes away, and it's a great community. People love to live there. The next neighborhood on my list is Wildwood. The Wildwood subdivision is part of Cascade Park, the south part of Cascade Park, which is considered usually the more high-end part of Cascade Park. One of the things that's really beautiful about this neighborhood is that there's lots of mature trees that are tall and just gorgeous. The neighborhood is mostly 80s, so that's been around for longer than First Place by 20 years, so it's a 40-year-old neighborhood. And I love the homes here. I've spent a lot of time here. I have family that lives there, and you can get a nice quarter-acre lot and, you know, a 4-bedroom home, a 5-bedroom home if you want. There are some smaller ones in there as well. Sales prices as of recently are about $650,000 to $1 million. A lot of the homes there are more on the outdated side since they're older, but some of them have been tastefully remodeled. The streets are wide here. There is one road, Angus Street in Wildwood, that has a whole bunch of nice 3-car garage homes, and the mailboxes are all made of brick, and they're out in front of the house. It's not a shared mailbox, because back in the day they didn't do shared mailboxes. So they've got these nice brick mailboxes, and it's just a very regal feel. The one con about this neighborhood, which I've overlooked in my time there, but you know, if you're looking for a house, you may say, I don't like it so much, is it is kind of close to SR 14, so you can hear some freeway noise, especially when it rains. Love the location on this neighborhood as well. You can literally zip out and be at the grocery store in 5 minutes, which is just so easy. Next neighborhood on my list is actually just part of a neighborhood, and it's Bella Vista Loop. If you live in Vancouver and you pay attention to the housing market and you know, you're in it, you probably know about Bella Vista Loop. This is just one loop in the Bella Vista area that has gorgeous, gorgeous grand homes. The lot sizes on the small loop are very large for a neighborhood here in Clark County. They're all very close to half an acre. They take up a wide footprint, but you've still got big yards. These homes don't come for sale very often because people live here for a long time. It's a great location again. It's just a minute away from Wildwood actually, because it is in the Cascade Park area. Sales prices right now, the last 2 sales in the last 2 years have gone for about $900,000 and $1 million. So it is on the higher end of the price range again. The homes on Bella Vista Loop were built in the 80s. So again, they can have some outdated items on the inside, but I think a lot of people have kept up the homes here since they've lived there for a long time. They've tastefully remodeled them, and they've just aged really, really well, especially with that curb appeal. The next neighborhood on my list is Ashley Heights. Ashley Heights is located on the other side of town in 𝐶𝐻. It's right up there in the very corner. This is a beautiful neighborhood that people in the area also know about because it's been there for a while and it's got a great reputation. It is pretty big. Don't know the number of homes off the top of my head, but it's certainly more than 150 homes. Lot sizes here can be very large as well. You know, 0.2 of an acre all the way to 0.4 is pretty common here. The homes are great size for families, 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, with an office, even 6 bedrooms. The homes at the very back of the neighborhood are quite grand, custom builds, have sold for, you know, much more than $1 million, but you could find a home here these days for probably starting at $750,000, $800,000. This neighborhood is really close to Salmon Creek area, which has some nice parks. There is a park directly in the neighborhood as well, and you get to be a part of the 𝐶𝐻 community. So there's some cute shops and whatnot up there with the shops at Erickson Farms on Lakeshore Ave. Oh, and I forgot to mention when the homes were built. Much like the other neighborhoods, these were late 90s and early 2000s. So I'll put a few pictures up so you can see what the style is like. The very last neighborhood on my list, the 5th neighborhood, is Lake Point in Camas. This is my only one that was in Camas because I loved all the other ones so much. I had to put it on the list. But the Lake Point neighborhood is a rare neighborhood in Camas because it is in the heart of Camas. It was built in the late 90s, early 2000s, but it's flat. If you're familiar at all with Prune Hill area, the heart of Camas, you know that it is hilly. So it's very hard to find a home that's on a flat lot, nearly impossible it feels like, let alone an entire neighborhood. Well, this is one of the areas in Camas that's flat. These are nice homes as well. You got a mix of different styles in there. Some colonial, some craftsman, some 1 level, some 2 levels. It's very close to 𝐶𝐻𝐸 Lake. You could walk if you wanted to the park and hop on the trail. It's a great neighborhood. Home prices go from about $700,000 to $1.1 million right now. And I think it will continue to have great value and be a great community. So those are the 5 neighborhoods that I wanted to highlight for you today. That's it, that's everything. There are plenty of other great neighborhoods here as well, but these ones just have such a great reputation. People love them that I wanted to share them with you today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested in moving to Clark County area, Vancouver, Camas, Washougal, myself and my team at Dubyne Realty Group would love to be of service to you. So please email us, text us, DM us, and we would love to strategize with you. Also hop on our weekend events newsletter, Weekend Happenings with Hannah. We handwrite it every single weekend. It is not canned at all. We put the best 3 to 5 events happening on there. And other than that, we'll see you next week.